a question for you guys. It's an easy answer, but also a complicated answer. Are men and women equal?
No.
No. Men and women. Did you say no as well?
I didn't vocalize, but yeah, they're not equal.
Explain why men and women are not equal. Go ahead. Aly, you want to go first?
We're just not the same. We're not the same. And if we're not the same, then how could we be equal? So we can talk about, women being equal, but I'm not even sure that that's a worthwhile conversation because there's always going to be somebody that has advantages in different areas compared to yourselves. Men are stronger and they're bigger and they can run faster. Because I don't know if you know this, but sprinting is more about strength. Like I can't sprint at all. And then there's things
I'll beat your ass in a race right now, girl.
right. And so I can attest to that because a lot of women think that they're as strong as a man, and that's just not physically possible. They have so much more testosterone.
What about in the workboss? Are men and women equal?
No.
There should not be?
Professional women cry in the bathrooms a lot. I don't think men do that.
My boss did.
Your boss. Pearl, because you and Aly both said no immediately, and then Koko took a second. She thought about it. But why do you say men and women are not equal?
I didn't think about it. I just didn't say it.
Okay.
Well, men and women are different. We're not the same.
We're biologically different. Like we're just not. Yeah.
Well, women are chemically different every single day. So even I run a pretty successful YouTube channel. I have a show similar to this setup in my living room, and I bring people in. And a lot of my business decisions are run through men. And I think a lot of times you're going to find successful women that there's a man behind them helping them with the decisions because men are just more logical than women because again we get our emotions into it because we're chemically different every single day.
But the counter argument that I hear is men have been running the world for years. And aren't all the wars started by men?
That's not true.
This is the counter argument that you hear. Men start all the wars. World War I, World War II, French Revolution, America. It's all men starting the run. Yeah. Genghis Khan, the Mongols, they do it all.
But they also built the world.
Boom. There it is.
So they allowed us to enter the workforce. They had to tame the world so we could enter it. If we were still in the old days, we would need someone to protect us.
So you guys are not male haters whatsoever. You're male appreciators.
No, I mean,
shout out to the men out there.
I have
building the world.
I mean, I have 5 brothers. So when girls say things like men are trash, men are the problem, da 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 da, I'm like, okay, you can speak for yourself. The men you pick are the problem. Because I have 5 really great brothers. I have a really great father, and so if you have an issue with men, that's a you problem, and don't put that on me.
By the way, that is very powerful. Go ahead, Koko.
I want to add, just because he's a good brother doesn't mean he's a good boyfriend.
Well, yeah, but that's on the girl to pick. You pick who you date. If you're halfway a decent looking girl, you have a million options of who you can date. So I'm not gonna, when these girls come crying to me because they hate all the boys they chose to date, that's your own fault.
I mean, I agree with that. Whenever, I have this thing called What Will Koko Do every Tuesday and Friday, and I put a little question box and people ask me questions, and they are sending me, screenshots and their issues, and they're explaining what this guy did, but I'm like, you're letting this happen. So let's say you have a guy who only invites you over for Netflix and chill, and you still show up, and then you're expecting him to put you on a pedestal and fly you to Paris or something, but you're letting it happen.
And those are the same girls that'll cry on TikTok and be like, oh, boo-hoo, poor me. And I'm like, I don't feel bad for you. You picked him.
This must be controversial with the women you're friends with, you grew up with. This is not are they you're a woman hater? You're but I'm a woman.
Look I've picked bad guys before too. I'm not perfect, but in every situation I've been in, I was like, you know what? That was my own damn fault.
Wow.
It usually is our fault.
Yeah.
By the way, that is really hard to do. Whether in a relationship or in the workforce, look yourself in the mirror and be like, I gotta own this L right here.
It's because of my dad. Every time I try to be emotional, my dad is like, your fault. Your fault. And he's right. I just think your lot in life, it's your own fault. And if you end up alone because you can't pick men, that's on you.
Agreed.
No objection. By the way, you said that it took a second, but you said that men and women are not equal.
I don't like answering that question because it's just I just don't like answering it.
Okay. Well, they answered it.